Hi everybody, David Montoya with Lurncrete, and thank you for clicking on, and there's your book there. You can download it, look at all the details, everything on how we build the walls. But you know what, I'm also going to show you a video on how we put it together. So you'd rather see a video, right? I mean, the book is the details, the video is exactly looking at it and go, oh, I see how they stack these walls. The chemical, the mix, everything we put in there, I'm going to show you in a video right now. So let me go forward and show you how we do it. In the meantime, I'll show you some kitchens and some other things. We do a lot of things with concrete, but we'd love to show you. We'll be getting in touch with you with more information on how you can get involved and how you can use these products and this process, and more than anything, the learning process, which we have to learn all of these things here. Thank you. Well, I first want to start off by telling you a little bit about the company. We're a 10-year-old company, been around in the concrete business, but more than that, we've started off with the wall business. So we did walls first, stacking walls, doing that, and then later on added on the panel system, which you see here. See here, with signs and so forth. What's nice about this, we can build a waterfall in one day. So you can see here a progression of a waterfall that we built in one day. And there's the rocks. There's the panels once we started the installation, and we built the panels the same day. So then we started to put together. You see where they put the rocks in there. We put the one rock on the other side and one rock on the opposite side, and then we put the top rock on there. And I say rocks, but they're just panels, and we put the sides on them. So you can see as we put those together and the succession of them, that thing spans all the way across there and it holds. You can get 10, 15 people on top of that, and that thing's gonna hold it up. And I'll tell you what, the seams that we put the panels together with will set up in 20 minutes. And if you got about a 70-degree or even 60-degree weather, it's gonna set up pretty fast. And the cold, it's gonna set up a little slower. But I tell you what, when it does set up and it's finally cured, it is extremely, extremely strong. So our flexural and our PSI is just, it's really strong. It's gonna be there for a while. It's a product that you can stand behind. And you can see here they're finishing the top of this waterfall. It has the pillars on both sides. The pipe goes up to the top, and of course it kind of gives a little cove. So it's a cave, almost a grotto. And look how beautiful that looks. It even got the lights in between there. All the lights are embedded inside the panel. You say, well, how do you change it? You just break it out, put a new light. It's very simple. There's so many techniques and so many things to teach you. Look at that. You got to get almost 10 people standing on top of that thing, and they just build it. That's a one-day waterfall. Here you have a retainer wall that's out of solid concrete, and then the pillars on top. This is a panel system with the bench, fire pit. This is a tree made out of the G3. And what's great about it is you can do fireplaces. That fireplace, 3-hour fireplace, waterfalls, just whatever you want, whatever your mind sets, this is what you can do. Look at that fireplace there. That's a one-day fireplace that we did there. And then, of course, here caves and water features. And that's a big thing now, to do a beautiful water feature like that and have it, it looks like a resort. It looks like something, you went to Disney World or you went to a resort somewhere. I mean, who are they going to look to except for you, because you know how to do it? And we train all the time. Our training is amazing. We have great products. We have our bag plants all over America. Now we have 5 large batch plants. And so we do testing a couple of times a year. Our product is supreme. It's always up to grade. But I tell you what, the hardscape industry we know that's one of the fastest growing industries. And so anything you imagine, you can do it. So our training system is amazing. And we've trained so many people, class after class after class. But now we're going to do the online class. And the online training to me is really awesome, because a lot of guys can't make it to a hands-on. Now, you can always come to a hands-on, and we have plenty of those. And you can see where a lot of guys have come out to the hands-on and learn. I have guys from Poland, guys from Australia, all over the country. So we talked about the formless walls. Look how pretty they look. Now that's just a wall. There's no form on that. Look at this, 150-foot wall, 2 5-foot walls. They're done in a couple of days. This was the first one we actually ever did in Devens, Massachusetts. But these walls, good night. Here's a design of a three-tier wall, and we were probably twice the price, but the idea and the design, the people got excited about it. Look, that was 2.5 days later we did that. And it looks amazing. And that's really what's cool about it, is that you can install something like this. And look at that, in 2.5 days to create something like that, that's insane. That's absolutely just astounding. And so most people, they just can't understand that. People left to work, came back. We had the waterfall just about completely done. They came back in the evening and we had it done, and we had the water running. You got the fire pit, the bench. Look how much you can do with this product. It's so versatile. It is just a palette, and you're the artist. And I mean, you look at that, you can do so many great things. This is a big retainer wall that we did there. It's a 30-foot wall, probably about 450 foot long by the time we did it. It was almost like a resort. Here's a panel system. There's a cave and a whole thing we did here. And here we're putting an altar on a cave which somebody had already done some scratch and carve, and we did the pulpit on the panel system over the top of that, panels. And so, you know, you can just, the sky is the limit as to what you can do with this product and what you can really make and do. So we have formless steps. You can see all the entryways and the steps. There's no forms on any of those. We just throw the concrete in. We have videos on how to do that, videos on how to do the walls and everything. But since you asked, we're going to do some walls and show you how we've done some of the walls and how we install them, the products that we put in, and of course the mix. And I'm going to put the mix design on there so you can understand how that we don't use any forms. The benches and everything are all made out of the same exact, it's a grout mix. And these walls that you see in here are all out of a grout mix that are cut and carved and sculpted just before it dries. So it's really amazing what the capabilities are and what you can do. Now, if you're a creative person, you can really go, you can get this, pick this up right away. And even if you're not, our panel system allows you to put it into molds and make all kinds of walls and so forth, or, you know, planter walls and so forth without having to do that. But of course, the retainer wall system is amazing in that you can do structural retainer walls, and they look amazing, and they're going to do the job. They're going to be there for a while. And we put hundreds and hundreds and thousands of these all over the country. Here's a typical wall we're doing around a pond. It's actually the wall of the pond, and I'm going to show you how we carve it. And once you put the wall builder in there, and this is a 4,500 pound mix, probably a 9 to 10 sack mix. When you get the truck gets there, you put in a 1 gallon per 1 yard of a product called wall builder. The wall builder makes the product hydroscopic and almost clay-like. And you're right, there's no aggregate in there. You can see there, I'm sure somebody said that in their mind. There's no aggregate. Well, there's not. And you know what? It's extremely strong. Now, because it's hydroscopic, it's drawing water into itself. That means at all times it's always hydrated and moist, you know, drawing moisture into itself. You know, that's one thing, you get shrinkage on flat work of almost 9%. And yet this, you have, so you try to wet it down so that you don't get any more shrinkage. Well, this right here, it's going to cure because you have moisture coming into it all the time. And so you can see once we put that in, you see the process.
All right, you say, Dave, this sounds really complex. I mean, look at that waterfall. That's a big waterfall. I mean, that looks really difficult. And you put the panels, and I just don't understand it. How do you get concrete, and does it last? And boy, we get some cold winters. And then I tell you what, I don't know if my employees could do this. All of those questions are answered pretty quickly once you see the videos and once you see how we're able to put these together. You know, when I first was doing this, I thought, you know, I know how to carve, I know how to mess with concrete because I've been doing it for so long, but how can I get other people to learn it or make it replicatable? With products like these panels and products like systems like this, we teach you how to do it and do it correctly so that you can just put the same shoe on that everybody else puts on, but it's a niche. It's a lot better, a lot easier, a lot simpler. Listen, nothing is easy as anything. Everything takes work. Everything, there's a learning curve. We have just shortened that learning curve quite a bit, and we're able to make great products like this turn into caves and turn into all kinds of things that you have. So if you have a vision for it, now you have the facility to actually install it, and that makes the difference. You need that difference.
So here we are. There's the rebar, the footer that's put into the wall. It's about a 6-foot wall that we're doing. There's the wall builder that we put in there. I was telling you about the hydroscopic wall builder, 1 gallon per yard that goes into that grout mix. And then once we put that in there, we let it run for about 72 revs. Then we start pouring it on the ground. And then we're just using our typical Bobcat to put it in there. So the Bobcat's filling it up, putting it right into the, you can almost build the wall with the Bobcat because that mix becomes so incredibly easy to stack and to turn into a wall. Now here it looks like nothing. You go, man, you're just putting that stuff on the wall. There's no forms. That's crazy. It just sits right in between that rebar, and we're going to start building it up. So there's plenty of there. That should be enough to put that wall into where we need it to be. And here I am helping one of our dealers out in, I think this is South Dakota. And we're stacking that concrete right up where we need it to be. And there we are, we squared it up. Once we've squared it up, we cut it with the shovel, and you'll see in another video how I square it, but this we already squared up. And then once we've squared up, we start carving it, and we use Y. We don't use, what I say about Y, we don't use a cross or any four ways. In masonry, you don't want to do that. You always want to have a Y, and that's what looks good whenever you do. So when we do the cuts, you always have Ys. And there I am cutting the concrete. There's another Y there, or an intersection, but rather not an intersection, but just a T off, a T or a Y. And that's where we carved that. Look, I'm carving that down there. And then another thing I do is I always slice one rock to the other, so it looks like it's in and out. Here I'm using a bag to texture it. Put some release on that thing. Use one. Don't put your hand inside the bag. Put it on the outside, and you use your hand on the outside, and you rub it like that, and it gets you a texture. It's the coolest thing. Now over here, I'm using inside. I'm going to go inside, and then I'm going to go inside on the other. And that rock kind of sticks out. It's kind of cool. See how it does that? And I'm going to cut that on the inside here. That rock onto the right. There's going to be a rock to the right, and that will stick out. This is coming down. I can go inside on the other rock. So it's really cool how you do it. But you cut the whole thing, and because what's amazing is that here's the concrete is standing straight up, 3-4 feet, and there's no form. And there's the finished product. And look how we started one wall. We had dried one day, and we started and took onto the other one. And that's what's great about this concrete. It takes itself really amazing.
Walkway down to here, and the guys are doing our walls without any forms. And if you've never seen this done, we put our wall builder in there, and it sets hygroscopic, meaning that it draws the water into itself and sets up really quickly. And look, you'll be able to stack this stuff very easily. And well, I tell you, in no time we'll carve some steps, no forms, the rocks. I'll come back a little live and show you what it looks like in just a little bit. Right now we're pulling the concrete from over there. Okay. Right there, good. Just stacking the concrete up here. Within 30 minutes, we should have most of this all done. We're talking about there, the wall, and of course a fire pit right here in the middle. And then on this side, we're going to have a waterfall, which we're all set up for. There's the waterfall, and there's the piping, the plumbing. So here we are, just finishing up, and we'll get back again on Facebook Live and show you what it looks like once we finish the wall here. We should have it done, I would say within 45 minutes, have the whole wall completely done. So until then, I'll see you. Well, here we are, we're finished up about 2 hours later, and let's see what they did here, guys. Let's see what kind of artwork you got going on. Oh, look at that nice fire pit there. Look at those rocks with the capstone. Looks really nice. The rocks over here. Daniel's finishing up the steps without forms. Let's see what you got over here. Let's see over here. Oh, look at that. That looks really good.
I say it's beautiful.
No.
Everything we do is beautiful. Daniel really did this wall.
This is a wall that's all finished and colored, and it's a small planter wall. You probably got a foot in the ground, then you get about maybe 2 feet up going from there. Now I'm going to show you a wall that we did. It's actually a bridge that we did walls on both sides. So basically we're doing walls on both sides, but it's a bridge. Underneath we put the panel mix as an arch. So it's about 2 inches of panel mix. So it's a really strong arch. And then we built the concrete right up on top. It shows how incredibly strong the G3 product is. So there I'm carving the sides of it. And now on both sides we're going to put that form underneath it. And once the form's underneath it, we're going to build the rails on both sides. And that's really what this is. We're making the walls that are rails on both sides of this. Now look how cool this is. And of course, we're making the wall. You can see there where the bridge goes over the top. And now we're making a walkway. And we spread this walkway out just like we do screed any kind of concrete. Same mix, but we're not using any forms. Now look how I'm doing that. Look how that thing stands straight up with that wall builder in there. That mix is it's just sweet. Look how nice that is. It's just a square wall, just by sculpting it. And of course, we'll just keep on sculpting both sides on the inside, on the outside. There it is, already all carved and textured. The pillars are also carved and textured. We did a fire pit, we did a bench, and here we had textured that concrete. You saw we screeded out there with no forms, and then we carved into it and made the flagstone out of it. And here's the finished piece. Look how nice that is. Doesn't it turn out beautiful? It's hard to, I mean, people believe that. They come up and see it. It's really hard for them to believe that this was all sculpted and it was done in just a couple of days. Fire pit, bench. See how we carved out the flagstone on the walkway, and of course on the wetway, and of course on the.
How we do these. This was the wall we did. About how we do these. This was the wall we did. We're tying into this wall here, which was done 2-3 years ago. We did this artificial, all this stuff here. It's all. So look how good these rocks look. It's going this way, and now we're adding on to this. So now you're going to see the new wall. You're going to have a bench here, and then we're going to add it to this. So we're just stacking the concrete. You go, how do you stack this concrete? We got a little bit of rebar in there. It's not really the rebar, it's this mix that we got. And how you doing, Mark? So this mix that we have makes all the difference here. So the guys are stacking this up. We got the wall builder in there, and boy, that wall builder makes all the difference because it goes inside there, makes it hydroscopic, like clay. Hi, Nichelle. Hi, Angela. And so it looks like a mess right now, but the boys are coming in with the concrete. Look at that. Just popping that in there. Look at Leroy. Good. From Texas. And we got a man over here just saw us off the internet, right? Came from Springfield. What's up, brother?
How are you?
Tell them who you are, what you doing.
Well, man, I'm coming out here to learn new technology in concrete.
Cool.
Add a little something.
Now you already do all kinds of stamp and everything, right?
Yes, sir. We do a lot of flat work, nothing to extend, but they're great at the portfolio.
Cool, cool. Well, good to have you out here, buddy. All right, man. Well, we're doing this here. Wall's coming up about here. The wall's, look at that wall. Just a whole 60-foot wall here done. It'll be done in less than, I would say less than an hour and a half. Carved, done, everything. I mean, if you guys can do that, if y'all can do that, then, and if you can't, get on the Lurncrete, man. Hit me up. I'll hit you the live thing, show you how we're doing it. Live feed. That Leroy having a rough day today. You okay, Leroy? And that's Buddy. Well, you get out of the way, buddy, because people are going to run you over. All right. So Leroy finishing up these steps over here again. Actually, the bench going in there. Look at that bench. So he did. We carved it, brought the concrete out, and carved into that. And you see, they did this whole thing. Probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes. What do you got? 30 minutes on this whole wall? About 30 minutes. I can check my Facebook Live, and it was around the carving the rest of that, and it's coming out nice. Okay, you got to carve. Yeah, good job. Good job. He's carving it good, deeping in there. So Jersey, let me show you the finish he's doing on here. So what are you doing, Jersey?
So, all right, so this is how I do this. I'll come in, I wait until it's hard enough. That's not really hard. So say a rock like this, rock over here.
You're just kind of carving that thing. And your line has to come all the way, right? Yes. Now make sure it's not too in like that. It's more of a flat. Yeah, there you go.
You want to add like an in and out definition.
There you
know
go.
what
That's what I like. Look at that thing. It's getting
like
texture.
You like it.
Okay, that's good. And now he's going to get his brush in there and make it look like it was a rock that they put in there. And when we color it, it'll look really, really, look at that. That's beautiful. Good job, bro. Good job. Good job. Look at this. So here I'm going to get this edge. So I want to make this edge. And we do this pretty much with the shovel. And then bring it around like that. Oh, perfect. Then we get that edge. There we go. That half moon really all the way. And the wall, the wall itself. So here I'm going up in here. Okay, so there we go. Right there. Here, a little bit, it's setting up, so you can't really do much with it now. But see, I'm going to cut it anyway. It's going to be harder to cut, and especially with fibering. So it's kind of a two-fold thing. Right, so there we go. I'm trying to do, getting that out of the way. Now I'm going to carve the inside of this. Then over here, carving here.
Oh, who's this? Look off.
There we go, there we go, there we go.
Yeah, let me check on that. Let me see what we're gonna do with
Not wet. It's actually a good mix, ain't it?
It was a good mix, but it's a little bit. So, I'm gonna do that here. There, I don't do a cross. I don't do something like that. So we bring it across here, and I'll cut it right in the middle there. And I don't make a straight line like that. I run into it. Like that. Try and go from here to there.
On the walkway, and as well as the bench
like a little corner.
and the fire pit.
Then I'll think I'll
Isn't
go
that
another
amazing
bit
how they built that the wall like that? Isn't that amazing how they built that wall? Now look over here. We're building fire pits. Guy wanted fire pits, so we built the tree stump fire pits. We built in one day, a day and a half actually. We built 23 fire pits and benches. Same truck dumped them out, and we carved them and made fire pits. There's so many things, and so the versatility to what you can do here is just absolutely amazing. So the wall system it's pretty amazing. And what I mean by that, amazing, you saw how we carved it, and of course, here's a before and after. Look at that. What are we going to do there? And of course, after, there it is, a complete carved wall. Right now that wall is about 10, 15 years old. And there's all kinds of different walls that you can make with that. Look at the sort of realism is amazing. So water features, pillars. I mean, it's just the sky's the limit as to what you want to do or you can do here. One thing about the amazing water features that we have is really your imagination is, whatever you imagine, you can perform. You can do it. You can install it. A lot of people go, I'll do a drawing, and they'll say, can you do that? And I'll say, oh, absolutely. And so look at here. This was a guy, we wanted to match the rocks in the background that he sold, and we made them in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And of course, we made them look like it. Here's a resort type of a cave. He wanted kind of Disney World at a resort he had. A sleuth. We put in steps going to the top. The rails look like wood. And of course, we had the old lanterns. You can do so much. Lighting in there, everything. Look, we did an old tree, like as a tree attached to it, and water coming out of the tree. Look at that. See the water coming out of the tree? And it just drops into the reservoir, and you have a big drop in there. And of course, to the left, you have a water slide. There's the top of the tree, and you have an incredible, there's the sleuth coming in the slide, and you also have water coming down the slide. So it's just, the resort effects are just amazing. And of course, here we are. Then you see the total. We did the patio, we did the decking, and it looks just phenomenal. This is something that, everybody's going to want one of these. And if you can do these, there's no competition for what you can do. It's absolutely amazing, the possibilities.
Imagine customers looking at this type of stuff like that. Who's going to compete with you? And as far as price, I always get asked, how much you charge for that waterfall? And you know what? It all determines on how much I want to charge. Why? Because I'm the artist, and now you become the artist, and now you have this great canvas and these great paints to paint with. And that is the difference.
Cliff Rock. You can learn to build an outdoor kitchen. It says 3 days, but I'm telling you what, we do it faster than that. So here is the big kitchens, and look at the outdoor living. That's one of the hottest things going now is outdoor kitchens. And so look at this. I'm going to show a build. This is a process. Here we did the release agent, put it in the mix, and we made the panels. So you're basically your own manufacturer. We're not selling you the panels, we're selling you the mix, and you make your own. You buy the molds, and you put that together. Look, it's like Tinker Toys. And then you mud the corners. You make the tops with different colors, make it look like marble. When it's all done, look at that. Look at that amazing top. Then they put the tops on there. This job here was done in 4 hours. I know it's hard to believe, but it was. It was done in 4 hours. And of course, we put the tops on, and look at how beautiful these tops come out. So Lurncrete can show you how to do all of these things. We have so many videos and so many tutorials on exactly how to do this. But to do full outdoor kitchens, it's just absolutely amazing.
Okay, in the shop here, and we're putting all the molds together. These are the frame molds we're doing on the face of the altar that we're doing. So these are the front parts, and of course over here you can see what we've already created. Buddy, are you helping the mold there? Okay. So here's the front face that we've already made. We did it off a mold. Other side, you'll see it all come together, and we'll show you a complete piece of the whole mold that we did here. This was the mold we used. There's the G3. If you know how to use it, it's the best product I've seen. Not because it's mine, I just feel it is right now. After using it, understanding it, I think it's the best product. This was the mold we used for this right here. We created the mold with these pieces, and of course we hand carved this. But we're going to be videoing everything, and we have so much archive, and we don't show really, you don't see us showing how we do what we do. You just see that we did it, you know what I mean? So Lurncrete basically shows you how, it's a site that shows you exactly how we did what we did. To the T, it's live. It's me live and everybody else on the class. It's like a Zoom classroom, but it's even better. It's our own site, and what it does is you go on there, and we're able to see, I'll show you videos, techniques, drawings, everything that you see on that thing, and I'll be able to show you exactly how we did what we did. This was the mix. This was the mix design, and of course you'll be able to ask questions and everything on there. And that's what's great about this. It's interactive, and so this is good. I believe this is going to be one of the most incredible thing we've done in the concrete business because of the interactivity of this. Not just a video to watch, but it's something that I can sit there and teach you. You know, I can hire somebody and say, look, why don't you be our product support? You get on the phone, and when they call you, answer all the questions. And I'm able to teach him. He could even work on my crew for a little bit, but still, the experience you have in being able to go straight to, not that I know everything, but I have a lot of experience, and I'm going to bring people on there that have a lot of experience in this. So if I can empower you by bringing this type of stuff, bringing this type of an information, really informative. I mean, where you just see the video, you see the PowerPoint, you see the drawings, you see the live, we get to interact with us. That is gonna be, and it's every single week. And sit down and just pick my brain, and other people that I have that are wiser than me in other areas. I know a few things. I've been 45 years in the business, and I tell you what, there's so much to learn. There's so many things that you can tie into. Like we're doing this altar here. I've not seen anybody do anything like that, so it's gonna be next level. We'll have it all put together. It'll be all videotaped. Monday, we'll have it all put together, sealed, boom, done, finished. And we've done it only in a few days. And that's what's beautiful about the product and everything we're doing. We're gonna show you all the aspects of really how to be creative. We're gonna do trees and carving. We're gonna do a lot of things that you're gonna be a part of. So message me, I'll get you the link. I take the position of just training now. That's all I do. I do just training and really trying to help the dealers to get better at what they do. Nice that looks. Anyway, I'm so excited about this because we're tying this in, and look at man, it's just like a sheen. It looks like just like marble, and I mean, it's just really nice the way this is all coming together. And there's the back of it, and it's just concrete, man.
Okay, I think the question is, can anybody use this product and get the same results? Absolutely. I think simplicity is one of the best things about what our product does. It absolutely is a tinker toy type of a product or process. Replication is really important, and if I can't get somebody else to do the same thing that I can do, maybe a different creativity. Everybody has their own creativity on how they do things, and so this medium or this product and this process allows you to add your own creativity into things and come up with whatever you want to come up with.
So the panel system really gives you unlimited possibilities, from fireplaces to theme parks, resorts, typical backyards, whether you're covering a chimney or you're doing a pizza oven. I mean, it is absolutely amazing the possibilities of what you can do with the product. So here we are covering pillars. And you have brick pillars, you cover right over the top of them, and you create these type of things. You make planters. You can make this a water wall. And we have a whole video on how we put together this water wall, scratch from start to finish. And there's the water wall, and of course it's done. It has lighting. It's just absolutely beautiful. And the things you do with that are just, everybody wants this type of stuff. And now when you have this, you can actually offer it. Look at these outdoor kitchens, just absolutely stunning.
And I'm asked all the time, how does it hold up to any other product? Well, I think that you just look at the strength of it. you have 10,000 psi. You have flexural, 16, 1700. No ductability. What I mean by that is you're not going to get bowing and all that stuff like that. You just don't see any cracks with this product. It's just a really, really amazing product. Is it going to hold up? Yes. It takes to the color. I mean, the color takes to it just absolutely amazingly. So there's so many attributes of the product, but also the process. So I'm going to show you how to use. I mean, the real other medium that you have is rocks and veneer. That stuff falls out. Takes forever. The biggest thing we have is the speed to which it goes together. If it's going to take you 2 weeks to do an outdoor kitchen or a month, we usually can do it in around 2-3 days. And if you do it, even if you took a week, it'd be faster than most mediums. So that's the advantage of this. The less labor, a strong product, and something that's going to be around and going to last you for a long time.
Most everybody that has worked with the G3 product or has come to training, they're absolutely astounded by the product and what it does. Look at the textures. Look at the possibilities of things that you can build. It just goes on and on and on. So because you can build out with it, you can put it into molds and create that. I mean, you could carve concrete, but you can't get it to look like that because you're doing it into molds. The precast molds, you put it in there, you pop it, and you can make just unlimited things. So theming is perfect. Here's a beautiful waterfall. Look at all the rocks. Look at the cave. Look at everything around that. It's just spectacular. Look at this avatar looking type of stuff. This is amazing. We did this at a zoo, and look at that. The product is actually sustaining those rocks. It's actually holding up the rocks. So it was a chain that we put there. We went around it with the G3, and it sets up so hard and so amazingly rigid, and yet I can use it like clay that we produced, that we made these rocks. We made all the rocks. We made all the planters with those little tiny bonsai and everything that's sitting in those things. Isn't that absolutely amazing? And of course, it was amazing to see that finished. Other water features we build, all kinds of different water features, whether it be large, small, but there's just the sky's the limit as far as the different creativity you can have. Look at this, a whole bird sanctuary we changed up with that program. The online training program through Lurncrete is absolutely amazing. It's going to give you value and much more than you can even imagine. And what I mean by that is we constantly are teaching. We're constantly showing you concepts, new things, new techniques. My guys, the guys that work with us, and of course the training program is absolutely amazing.
All right, Daniel, you look like you know what you're doing.
Yep, this is another day, man.
This is a really amazing custom cave.
Right.
And it kind of just evolved. We first put in the cave and everything, beautiful countertops, everything. This creative guy just did all this, and then they added we already had a pizza oven, right?
Right.
And then he said, no, Dave, it's got to be an Italian one, it's got to be bigger.
Yep.
So they got this mammoth of a pizza oven, and it's going to be nice.
It's massive.
But we had the tree down here, which is not as, it's holding it.
Right.
So the product holds it. But so we're going to bring it out here and make a banyan tree to go over this, make a little stump like it's got cut out here, and then we're going to go up with it and look like a pizza going into the Keebler elf tree.
Okay.
So that's kind of what we're doing in there. So, all right. So we applied the panels. We started to make the pillars. Make a difference in your hardscape business, or really take it to the next level. There's nothing like this product, and it's been tested. The colors are great. Everything's vibrant. Everything's awesome about this. And we even colored this right here. But we're creating this castle, and even the inside, the ceiling, everything's all about this one dynamic. Remember, we're doing countertops and outdoor kitchens with no substrate. We don't use wood, we use metal, we use the concrete itself. Is not only the veneer, but it becomes the substrate. It is the strength of it. If you're not involved with our concrete development product, get involved. This is the type of stuff that you're going to do. We have our training classes, and this is what we teach in our training classes. All this type of stuff. Waterfalls, retainer walls over here without forms. And so get a hold of us. We'd love to show you how we do what we do so you can add it to your hardscape division.